Good evening from Pompey. Decided to bring out the old lady tonight, Stellina, my very first smart telescope. And to put her side by side with Seestar, my S50, on a selected bunch of targets, starting with the Pelican Nebula, and then moving down the list with the Dumbbell, the Veil, and then the Wizard Nebula, and then M15 Pegasus, and possibly C57 Barnard's Galaxy, and the small Sagittarius star cloud. Stellina has initialized and is happy. We're going to go right away, see if it'll let us go to IC 575070. This autofocus is not good. I don't like it at all. Oh, there it is. Observe. Okay, now we're focused. Let us go to 5070. Hello, John. Hi, Roger. John, I don't know if the skies are clear. They look clear to me, so we're going to go with it. I brought Stellina out. She has not been out in a while, so don't know what she's going to do. In the meantime, Seestar is loading, don't know what. We're going to wait to see what she is loading. It's still good evening, not good night yet. Well, Stellina was my very first smart telescope, and remains, to my knowledge, the only smart telescope where the sensor rotates to follow the target. So even though it is an alt-as mount, it behaves as an equatorial mount. So we're starting with a high up target. Hello, Jester King. Okay, both are tracking the Pelican Nebula. Let's see what they will stack. It has the LP filter on, which is good. We got our DBE, and I like to give it just a touch of darkness. Oh, come on. Really, Seestar? Seestar is exactly a foot away from the tablet. DBE is on. Wow. Now, Singularity got jealous. John, I added you as moderator while I try to figure out what's going on here. Will you be kind enough to handle some of the chat? John, right now, Seestar is in station mode and Stellina is a direct connection. And they are two separate tablets. I'm going to try to go direct and skip station mode. See if that helps. I know they are nice and friendly. It doesn't help when I'm going crazy. Somebody's playing music. Connected directly. Still don't want to make it. So every time I try to set this, it crashes on me. It's not liking me setting DBE for some reason. So we're going to ignore it. Get back to work. So we tried two different connections, station mode or direct connection, and as soon as I try to set DBE, it crashes. Stellina is 2 floors away from Seestar, literally 2 stories away. And Seestar is a foot, literally. For those who speak English, it's 30 centimeters away from the tablet. Yes, I got an update today. Silly question, John. Of course I got an update. Do you ever go a day without an update? My Stellina is, let's see, 5 years old. I've had her since 2021. Height of the pandemic, I contacted High Point Scientific. They had one in stock, and they overnighted it to me. Let's talk about Stellina for a moment. Now think here 6 years ago, so that is about 8-year-old technology. It has a 6 megapixel sensor. Before Bill gets on and asks me to label them, I shall label them. Seestar and Stellina. Voila. So Stellina has a 6 megapixel sensor. It has built-in dew heater automatically. It has a built-in filter. And the most interesting feature about it is it has a the sensor itself, the 6 megapixel sensor, turns as the telescope turns, so that it is tracking the stars as if it were a equatorially mounted telescope. If you look at the very large professional scopes in observatories, they all have the ability to rotate the sensor because it's easier to move a multi-100-pound telescope on an alt-az mount versus having it on an equatorial mount. The processor in it is old by now, does not have much memory, and it is slow. But she was my first. John, I don't know that the update was today. This Lenovo tablet that I am using on Seestar, I had not used in a while. Decided to use my Samsung, my A9 on Stellina, and I'm using the Lenovo tablet with the Seestar. Yesterday we used the Samsung tablet with the Seestar. Stellina has both a dual band filter. It has a dark filter, it takes its own darks. It does not have a solar filter. Hello, Mike. Mike, we have some weird behavior with Seestar. If I try to make any changes to the settings, the app crashes. John, the probably why is probably why. We don't need to deal with the why. Right now, if it ain't fixed, don't break it, as they say. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's doing a nice job on the Pelican. We'll see how long it's gonna take Stellina to start showing off. Toronto, I wish you the best with a Celestron Origin. I looked at it in great detail, and I decided against getting one. Well, we're engineers, and the way it works here is, if it's working, fix it and keep fixing it until it stops working, until you break it. And then you have a reason to get another telescope. Well, I'm keeping an eye on the Skycam. There are some clouds in the area. We still have smoke to deal with. KB Pro, they are not connected to the same router. Each of the tablets is connected directly to the telescope's Wi-Fi. And they are separate channels because Stellina is only 2.4 gigahertz and Seestar is 5 gigahertz. So they are separate channels. They're not going through a home router. And the distance is literally 30 centimeters, 1 foot. Nazrain, I had an 8-inch Edge HD and I loved it. That thing could go no wrong, and I made the mistake of upgrading to an 11-inch. And the mistake was not upgrading, the mistake was trading it in. They took my 8-inch, paid me what it was worth, and gave me an 11-inch. The CGEM mount on my 8-inch was a beauty. It never missed a target. My CGX mount, the motor board burned, and it was a pain replacing it. Celestron would not answer my calls. Ended up finding a board in England. They shipped it to me. And then I discovered that the ribbon connector was wired wrong on a brand new board from the factory. So out came the soldering iron and the wire cutters to fix it. Smoke map coming. I checked it a couple hours ago and it was the opposite of pretty. All right, we're gonna pull the smoke map, guys. 1 second. There's the smoke map, and if you see the band that's going from in the middle of the map, this band here, we are right under it. We are right here. You guys down New Jersey are also under this very nasty band. I just had my cup of coffee to keep me up tonight, yes. Yeah, changing to glue. I have not had any problem with my CGX mount. It sits outdoors all year long. But you're in Canada, that could mean anywhere from all the way up there to all the way down here. I know Saskatoon very well, visited in January many times. That gets cold up there. Okay, done with the map. Back to the Pelican. Yes, I can imagine. Cold means clear. I like my apple spice. Nazrain, how far north are you? Yeah, I'll be going for my apple spice tea momentarily. One other thing worth noting here is Stellina's rotating sensor means it is not lined up in the same way as Seestar. Seestar is strictly Alt-as, so you can tell up from down. Here, up is down right now. And if I may show you, let's see if we can show you. Yep. You see the bright star down here on Seestar corresponds to the bright star up here on Stellina. So let's, only 2 hours. Oh, okay, Toronto, we know Toronto. I ran the Mississauga Marathon a few years back. Yes, John, Stellina recommends 2 hours on the Pelican Nebula. We're not going to be on it for 2 hours. It has only stacked 10 minutes so far. I was going to look up what star it is. Hang in there. My Stellarium app is off by 1 hour, and I don't know why. Could not fix it. So we're going to go to Stellarium Web, and Stellarium Web thinks that I am in Reno County because it's using Starlink to geolocate me. And Starlink has no clue where I am, which is good. Pelican. The bright star that we're talking about is '57 Cygni. This is '57 Cygni, and this is '56 Cygni. Do we dare ask it to mark? Okay, it marked. So this is '57 Cygni, and then there are 2 stars right above it. And this is '57 Cygni, and the same 2 stars below it. And you can see this small formation of 3 and 1. and it's right here, 3 and 1. So right now the two displays are exactly upside down from each other. Hi, Bill. John said you can moderate now. Oh, I'll tell you about the origin. I remember when Kodak, which is an upstate New York company, when the digital cameras were first introduced, Kodak doubled down on wet film, saying that digital cameras are a fad that will pass. And they kept producing Ektachrome and Kodachrome 64 and 25 films. And that's exactly what Celestron did with the Origin. They took all technologies, put them together, called it Smart Telescope, and gave it a very high price. It does not have the smarts of a DWARF or of a Seestar. It's just a collection of old hardware, same old mount, same old telescope, replaced the eyepiece with a camera and called it a smart telescope. That's what turned me off on it. It is a 6-inch telescope. It's big, it's heavy, it's expensive. Yeah, I know. I know what Bill Gates said. Bill, the plan for tonight is to make sure that Stellina still works after all those summer months that it has been hiding indoors. We're going to have an assortment of targets, starting with the Pelican Nebula, and then moving on to some of the familiar ones. I'd like to do the Wizard. It's a nice one to do. Doing them side by side. Seestar has been ill behaving. I'm using my Lenovo tablet, which I have not used with the Seestar in a while. I've been using the Samsung Galaxy as my default go-to tablet. So Samsung is talking to Stellina, and Lenovo is talking to Seestar. Both are direct connections. I'm not using station mode. No need to complicate matters. But whenever I attempt to make any change in the app, it disconnects from the telescope. So it's a tablet issue, not a scope issue. Yeah, they have the ability to update cameras. That's one of the niceties that they sell is it's updatable. Well, the targets include M71, M27. I don't know. We did that a couple days ago. I'd like to do the Veils. I'd like to do Pegasus, M15. And for the fun of it, M24, the small Sagittarius star cloud. We'll see. The night should be good for us. I showed earlier the smoke situation, which is not good for us. Perseids were totally clouded out, And when the clouds cleared, I went outside, rested my eyes, and stared at the sky and did not see a single meteor. So I went back to sleep. We are under some thick smoke. I don't know if you're able to slide your cursor on your YouTube, on your player, and see the smoke map. It is pretty bad. Well, I shouldn't use the word pretty. It is bad. Yeah, I updated Lenovo. John, technology would not be fun if everything worked. I'm not used to things working. I gave my Tesla a challenge today by going into an empty parking lot and letting it pick a spot. It just went in circles. All the spots were empty and it could not decide where to park. Too many choices, and the optimization algorithm and the neural network went berserk, saying, how can we compute a goodness measure for each of those parking spots, sort them, rate them, rank order them, and pick one? In my case, I just park. It has no problem parking when there is only a single empty spot in the parking lot. It'll find it and park in it. But an empty parking lot, it went berserk. John, probably, yes. But when it comes to safety, it is good. I was on a 2-lane country road today, and a truck coming towards me veered into my lane without warning. And Tesla reacted in a fraction of a second, literally a tenth of a second, got out of the way onto the shoulder. And we missed a head-on collision at 55, 65, whatever each, heading towards each other. It was a big truck. As to why it veered across the median, no idea, and it doesn't matter. Tesla once more saved the day. They have literally 10 billion miles driven now on full self-drive. And the computer that is training the neural net is simulating scenarios whereby every single day it goes through the equivalent of 10 years of driving. Is this a meteor on the sky cam or a satellite? The bottom left of the sky cam. No, Sigil, it doesn't ask for help. It was on full self-drive. And I am maintaining a 99% full self-drive or autopilot. I have driven 18,000 miles with 99% of them, roughly, in full self-drive. Okay, that's a plain bell. To encourage you to drive in autopilot, it keeps track and gives you a number, and people compete to compare numbers. but I'm very comfortable with it. It avoids deer. I'm waiting for the fall season when it starts dodging and avoiding falling leaves. That gets hilarious. Regular day of traffic in Costa Rica, yep. Just to show you a glimpse of the setup here. Bear with me. I don't know how well you can see them, but there is one tablet that is talking to Stellina outside the window, and there is a second tablet talking to Seestar literally outside the window. I don't know if you can see Seestar, but it is white because we painted it white for the solar eclipse so it doesn't overheat. But there is Seestar literally outside the window. That's one tablet. That's second tablet. That's me. Air cargo China, JFK to Shanghai. Okay. Thanks, Bill. KB Pro, that is correct. Surprisingly, the two telescopes are keeping each other company in terms of the total stack time. 18 versus 22, not much of a difference. Let me check. 6. Not bad. 6 out of 150. %. That is a cute feature of Stellina. It shows you a replay of the stacked frames. Half of our viewers lost interest and dropped out. So for those who are still with us, station identification, this is the Pompey Observatory, enjoying the night sky. Bill, please note that Stellina's image is upside down because the sensor rotates arbitrarily with the target. This is up there, S57 Cygni, which is down there in the case of Seestar. And as the pelican is taking shape, it's upside down here. Mr. Cornwida, I did not tinker with the settings on Stellina. We have active live focus, we have full resolution. We do not have multi-night observations. Image formats. Don't see any way to tinker with the auto stretch. Let's ask AI. According to AI, you cannot turn off live auto stretching, but you can have unstretched FITS files for later external processing. It is stacking and it is stretching. It's displaying the JPEG image that is auto-stretched, and it is saving FITS files and TIFF files on USB drive that are unstretched. And it says, according to AI, there is no way to turn off the auto-stretching of the displayed JPEG image. John, I don't know if you saw, but it is saving them in high-resolution formats and only displaying a JPEG to reduce the bandwidth between the telescope and the tablet. Negative, FITs are turned off, but TIFF images are there. I don't know if it makes any difference. These are being saved as opposed to displayed. Hello, Otto. The top setting that was off is the FITS images. We go back. Here, raw images. I'm not storing FITs. I'm stacking JPEG, storing TIFF, and saving JPEG and not saving debug files. I don't know that they still have customer support or not. Hi, CGD. Otto, no, Stellina, a very old purchase. I've had Stellina for 5 years. She was my first smart telescope. Got Stellina in October of 2021 in the height of the lockdown. And back then, It was a very advanced, smart telescope. Decided to bring her out for a spin. I believe it is. It says no, it is a doublet lens design. They used the quadruplet for the Vespera, but not for the original Stellina. You're welcome. I'd like to point you to the Skycam and the beauty of the Milky Way on it. If Seestar allows us for a second. There is the Milky Way. Move me out of the way. And if we get any meteors, we will see them on that display. And just as a reminder, if you have not set your resolution to 4K, you may want to do that, because we are definitely streaming 4K tonight with a 6 megapixel Stellina, the 2 megapixel Seestar, and 2 megapixel ASI715 Skycam. We can see the dust lanes. Give me another minute, John. As soon as we hit 30 minutes on Stellina, we will move. Let me see what's best located right now for us. If you select settings, well, unless the limitation is from your tablet, don't know. John, Bill, is either of you able to pull the 4K 2160p? Let me see if I can do that. Ah, well, but YouTube will. Yeah, I am. It is. It is giving me 4K. We're gonna try something new tonight. Okay, we posted a poll so you can choose between the Wizard Nebula and the Pegasus cluster. And all of 4 of you have voted. As soon as we reach a statistically significant number of votes, we will go with the Okay, looks like we're going with the Wizard Nebula. Let's see how we can end them in an orderly manner. Okay. Wizard. There it is, John. It's saying 60 minutes. See, we tried something new today. That would have been fun to do Tuesday night when things went crazy. We're going to Wizard. Just for reference, Stellina is operating on battery. Seestar is plugged into power. Okay, what is this broken? There we go. Once more, the two images are upside down of each other. You can tell from 1 star, 2 stars, 1 star, 2 stars. They have almost identical fields of view, 1 degree by 42 minutes. Actually, Seestar is just a touch bigger field of view, but lower resolution. It's interesting to note the difference in the size of the stars. Trying to make the Skycam a bit bigger. They stopped making Stellinas, Jester King. Unfortunately, we were hoping that they will make a Stellina 2. Actually, the scope that I wanted to get from them was the Hyperia, but they never commercialized that one. Let's see what Vaonis is selling these days. They went all the way the Vespera route. They have Vespera, Vespera 2, Vespera 3, Vespera Pro. Yeah, they are not selling any Stellinas. There were rumors that they would be introducing a Stellina 2. Haven't seen it. Well, let's see if we can illustrate to you the misbehavior here. If I click on adjust and we turn the DBE on, the app crashes and disconnects. I'm going to see if I can pull another tablet. Let's see if I can pull an app on my phone. This is interesting. I connected another tablet, actually my phone, and made the changes, and this app crashed. Okay, we are in business in a very awkward way. Wow. Shh. Okay, this is my Motorola cell phone, which I use as a backup for anything and everything. I have all my apps running on it, and it allowed me to set the DPE and the contrast without any issue. So we're going to use it for now and put this guy away. See what we need to do to fix it. Let's just hope that nobody calls. There is a big meteor. Good night, Jester King. So after reaching 8,000 subscribers yesterday, things have cooled down and quieted a bit. So what smart telescopes are on the market these days? Unistellar is still in business trying to sell high-end scopes, but nobody likes them. I did not realize that Vespera is selling in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. And Dwarf Mini is in the $400 range. Yeah, there really is nothing. They say the ZWO Seestar S50 Pro is highly anticipated. Mr. Cornwada, it is the Seestar S50. That's my go-to right now. I have the Dwarf 2 and the Dwarf 3, and both are misbehaving. The field of view of Dwarf 3 is much larger, much larger than the Seestar S50, and it allows me to capture things like Andromeda without having to build it up in pieces without a mosaic feature. And I can get the North American Nebula and some of the bigger targets without any problem. I used to like the Dwarf because it has two cameras, but glass has its privileges, and Seestar with its 50 millimeters is twice as much glass as the Dwarf 3. I am anxiously awaiting a Seestar S70. That is correct, John. I do not have an S30. I decided not to go down with an aperture from 50 to 30. Yeah, the S30 Pro has a quadruplet optical design. Bill, John, breaking news 6 days ago. The ZWO Seestar S50 Pro has just arrived, and I'm currently testing it. That is from Astro Backyard. but he has not published any specification yet as to how it differs from the S50. Not I, says he. Well, we'd like to hear from them on the specifications when they're allowed to. Sigil, we're glad you are here. We're halfway to wrapping up the wizard. I'm surprised that that Stellina is ahead of the Seestar. John, I did. I started Stellina first because Seestar was that far ahead on the Pelican Nebula. And neither of them seems to be coming close to us having a beautiful picture yet. Still have not seen any meteors. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie, we brought out Stellina, my first smart telescope. Stellina is almost 5 years old now, to make sure that she can still image the sky. And Seestar is, they're both looking at the same target. We're looking at the Wizard Nebula. About 50 degrees. Let me check. We keep asking all the telescope manufacturers to display the coordinates of what the telescope is looking at, and they don't. $53. I was not too far off. Okay, thank you. Thanks, John. I looked it up on Stellarium. This is definitely a more convenient way. Forgot to turn the anti-do on. It is tea time for me. I'll be right back. Gonna go grab some apple spice tea. Yeah, I mean, the Milky Way is still visible, barely visible at the bottom right of the skycam, but we definitely have clouds and smoke. I had coffee an hour ago, 2 hours ago. I like my tea also. I like my sleep also. Coffee now means no sleep tonight. Be right back. Canada is still burning. Harvey, yes, it is still burning. And western the US as well. Since there is so much interest in Canada burning, I will show you what we mean. This is the smoke map. We are here under the big dark stretch. The fires are all over Canada here, and extreme fires in the western US. Not blaming them, I'm just reporting what the US Forest Service is reporting. Thanks, John. Yes, we are indeed a politics-free channel. We like chocolate ice cream, Costa Rican coffee, Canadian bacon, French fries. Right now, yes, there are more fires in the US. Actually, all over the US. What the map did not show, let me put it back on. The northern Canada is pretty bad up there. Lots of fires up in the northern Canada, and some pretty bad smoke. And right now the smoke is stretching all the way to Europe. It has not reached Europe quite yet, but not long. And yeah, these are some fairly big fires up there. Mr. Bigglesworth, tiramisu the cake is my favorite cake of all. And I used to travel the country to taste different tiramisus and grade them. And the only one that got A+ was the one that my wife makes. That is by default, by definition. Yes, the smoke going to Europe is being exported by the US. Canadian smoke seems to be going towards Greenland. We are at 30 minutes. I'm going to give Seestar a chance to reach 30 and then we'll hop on. It is 11 o'clock. Station identification, you are watching the Pompey Observatory. Thanks for joining us tonight for a comparative testing of Stellina and Seestar S50. And looks like we are losing the sky. Smoke and clouds. I'm going to take advantage of the resilience of clusters and go for M15 Pegasus at this point. Let me show you a feature of Stellina that I've not seen elsewhere. And it is the ability to play back the stacked images. Alright, we're going to stop the capture. And we're going to go to M15, observe. I'm going to just process this one for a second. And that is Mr. Wizard. Sigil, we hope it looks amazing here also. It is one of the nicer clusters around. Oh yeah. Loading the Atlas. Seestar doing the full 360-degree dance again for some reason. We're Bortle 4 here. just a few miles out of Syracuse. Otherwise, we will be 9 as well. And here's our meteor shower on Stellina. Stellina is struggling with the clouds. There we go. No, it was Stellina doing its thing. Bill, I don't know if you heard that the Seestar S50 Pro is in the hands of several testers. Yeah, that's right, you said not you. Okay. You did say not I. It was a screensaver of sorts. Nice thing about clusters is we can still image them in the presence of broken clouds. They are both at exactly 1 minute 40 seconds stacked. Unfortunately, both, well, all three Vaonis ZWO and DWARF Lab seem to be comfortable with the products that they are putting out. So they're just incrementally improving them. I'd like to see some revolutionary improvements, some radically new equipment out there. Stellina's image is rotated by not much more than 90 degrees compared to Seestar. I have not seen an MSRP for the Seestar 50 Pro yet. According to gossip on cloudy nights, they expect the price to be somewhere in the $749 to $1,000 for the S50 Pro. Yeah, 1K is likely the target. If they're going with the same size aperture, they would probably be able to get away with much of the same mechanical hardware. And the improvements are likely to be in the sensor, the camera, and the software. I don't know if they will go with the two-camera system. Unlikely in ZWO's case. The S50 is only a 2 megapixel sensor, so I can see them going with an 8 megapixel sensor, a 585 of sorts. Again, according to AI, they expect the S50 Pro to have two cameras. A wide-angle lens and a high-resolution sensor for the telephoto lens. They're retaining the popular 50mm triplet refractor. My guess was spot on. They expect the 585 to be the new sensor. And they're going to go from a black to a white chassis. And they're estimating it will be around $1,000. Yeah, that's the debate if they're going to go with triplet or quadruplet at this point. But really, the big improvement is going to be the 8 megapixel up from 2 megapixel sensor. And if they stay with the same aperture, which they are, 50, then they can get away with plastic gears and not have to go to metal gears, which means they will not need bigger motors, they will not need a bigger battery, and they will not have to deal with bigger weight. And if Jacob were here, he will tell us he wants an S200 with an f/2 focal length. This puts the two images at about the same scale. We were talking about Jacob just a minute ago. Jacob Seestar S50 Pro is in the hands of testers, and we think that it's going to use a 585 sensor, which will move it from 2 megapixels to 8 megapixels. It'll have two cameras, possibly going from triplet to quadruplet, and very likely price closer to $1,000, between 800 and 1,000. No word yet of the wide aperture Seestar telescope. Yeah, sad indeed. They got themselves comfortable with selling the same thing over and over, with minor incremental improvements. I just scanned the market again to see what's out there, and there really is nothing out there that I want to buy. I mean, look at Seestar S50 doing such an excellent job with the Pegasus cluster. Stellina, still there, still working. And yeah, the Apple Way, you bet. And Hyperia, Vaonis, still, they have not decided to manufacture Hyperia. John, it looks like we're all going to go to bed when you go to bed, and that'll be before tomorrow. Looks like between smoke and clouds, we are being hosed. Haven't seen any rumors of a dwarf 4 yet. Let's ask AI. This is interesting. Dwarf Lab teased a new, larger format device with a large aperture. They're saying the Dwarf 4 is likely to be a bigger lens, possibly in the 50mm range. 50mm doesn't cut it for me. They need to go bigger. If they're trying to compete with the S50 Pro, then they are, again, trying to get in the wrong market. According to a Reddit article, they're saying the Dwarf 4 is going to be a Cassegrain telescope. They say expected to be released early 2027, Bill. Good night, Sigil. Not interested in millimeters, okay. Yeah, we're stopping to stack here. It's no longer stacking. I'd like 5-inch. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's time to call it a night here. Neither of the scopes is stacking anymore. Good night, CGD.